What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be looking at the Hannibal color grading that's prominent in seasons 1 and 2. Now this is requested in the comment section, so I have tried my best to tackle it. It is actually quite a hard grade as they put a lot of work into what they've made, the production company that's done it, and it's a lot of set pieces that make the grade look better than what say if you filmed it might do, unless you have high production. But anyway, let's get into the video. I'll see you in there. So once we're on my project, we're going to want to create an adjustment layer. Now I'm assuming you know how to do this, but just show you, it's new item, right click, and then you push adjustment layer. So once we dragged it on, we want to put it above our footage, and we want to make sure we have the adjustment layer selected, not the footage, because we want to edit. If we want to edit over a big lot of footage, you don't want to be doing individual clips. So then we want a color tab and then basic correction. And now once we're in here, you want to white balance your footage. I'm going to do mine. I'm going to add a bit of warmth to the footage, just to make it look a little bit more natural. And then once we've done that, we're going to add some contrast. I reckon about 17 will do. And then we want to add some highlights of about -8. And then shadows we want to put down to like -5.7, I reckon. And then that's that tab done, so we want to open up the creative tab. Once we're in the creative tab, we want to add some vibrance. I'll put about 18, 15, it'll be fine. And then some saturation, just a little bit, just to bring some color into the shot. And now we want to go into our curves tab, and once we're in here, what we're going to do is play about with the hue saturation curves. We want to select the red and yellow tabs and bring them up just slightly. This will bring some color into the face, because a lot of the shots are going to be very green and blue, so you don't want the face to be too dull. You can see there that there's color in the face. Oh wait, first we want to actually bring down the blues just to desaturate the shot a little bit, and then let's jump into the color wheels. So now we're in here, this is when we're going to start applying the heavy grade. So we want to bring down the shadows into the green area a little bit. You want to try and match up the shot as much as you can, but you know, this is an inspired tutorial, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to bring the midtones down into the blue a little bit, just a little tad, and then the highlights we can bring into the green. And then once we've done that, we want to bring down the shadows exposure, I think it is the tab, little side tab. We'll bring this down. I think it's contrast, maybe. You bring this down, and this will add a bit more of that darkness that you see in the left shot. And this is the before and after shot. So this is my shot before, and then this is the one I've just done now. So it's pretty much the same. If you haven't already, please take the minute to like and subscribe. It will very help my channel grow. We want to create a new adjustment layer, put it over the footage again, and now we'll click on this layer. So this is going to be the second shot that we're editing. So we'll click on that. I'll show you what the shot is at the end, but basically we want to start fresh again. So basic correction. And now when we're in here, we want to bring some warmth into the shot again. So I'm going to go to about 40, and then we're going to bring some tint into it because we're going to have quite a green shot. This is one of those like signature Hannibal shots, so it's got to be quite green. And then we want to boost the contrast up to about 150. And then we want to bring the highlights down to about 17. And then the shadows will bump up to about 24 because we're getting a bit too dark. And now we want to, you could play with the blacks a little bit, but you don't want to lose information. But we're going to jump into the creative tab. Oh, first we want to desaturate it a little bit, so we want to put that down to about 90, and then come into the creative tab. So now once we're in here, we want to boost the saturation up a little bit. I know we've just done the same, we've just counterproductive, but trust me, it works. And then we want to jump into the curves, and we want to do the same thing as before, kind of bring in some more color into the face. And then once we've done that, we're going to do the same thing as before, which is bring down the blue saturation just a little bit, just so it's not so saturated around in the dark blue areas. So once that's pulled in, we're then going to jump into the color wheels tab. So now we're in the color wheels tab. We're going to slightly push up the midtones just a little bit, and then for the shadows we want to bring that down into the greens quite a lot because this shot's going to be quite green. And then we want to bring down the midtones a little bit into like the cyan area. Now I'll show you what the shot was. So this is the previous shot, so it's a little bit, practically the same, maybe a little bit darker it is. But once you've done that, that's that shot done, and this is the shot that we was recreating, was this one here. It's a very blue scene, it's a very bluey green scene, very dark contrast in there. So you may want to play with the contrast a little bit, or the exposure, to bring some light into the scene as well as compensate with some darks, but you don't want to lose information, so don't go too crazy on the darks. And now the final scene is this one here from the beginning part. Now this one's quite a nice shot actually. It's not too heavily edited either. It's just so we want to bring up the set temperature a little bit. So make sure you collect on the adjustment layer, bring the contrast up, and then the highlights we can bring down a little bit, and then shadows we want to bring down to about 10, and then the whites pump down or up. No, pump the whites up a little bit, and the blacks you can pull down a tad. And this is what I mean by loss of information. You can start to see it starts to look a little bit like pixely, and it doesn't look right, so you don't want to do that. So you might want to bring the shadows up, or bring the blacks back up a little bit. Because this is a very nicely edited shot. You shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But so we'll jump into saturation, bump that up to 120, and now we'll go to the curves tab. Once we're in the curves tab, we want to do a similar thing as before, but we're not bringing down the blues this time. We're just going to pump up the reds and yellows. And then finally, we're going to jump into the color wheels tab, and now we're going to bring the midtones up into the yellow area a little bit. And then we want to bring the shadows down into the darkish blue cyan. And then with the highlights, we just want to push it up into the yellowy green area, but not too much, because there's not that much green in this shot. It's mainly blues and yellows. So there we go. As it's seen, you can start to see it's like starting to match up. You can see like the colors in the jackets, the FBI ones. See how like the dark blacks and then the blues, it's kind of showing the tones, so you can kind of get your information from there. Luckily this model has a darkish blue jacket, so it kind of fits quite nicely. But yeah, that's basically the footage edited. I will show you the original settings quickly, just so you've got an idea. So that's what they originally looked like, and these were the settings for the basic correction. So that's the Hannibal. It's an inspired tutorial, so it's not going to look identical. It is actually very hard to match this.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit a thumbs up and like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to leave a comment of what you want to see next. Peace out.
Thank you.